Hi everybody. We're going to play a game called Good, Bad, Ugly. The way this works is that we are at a panel, and we have 3 beautiful panelists, and they're each going to respond a different way. So the first panelist is going to be the good panelist. They're going to answer everything correctly. The second panelist is going to be the bad panelist. They're going to answer everything as like an antonym, the opposite of what it's supposed to be. And our third panelist is the ugly panelist, and they're really crazy wacky. But to get our panelists started, can I get a suggestion of what kind of convention we're at? Can I get a suggestion?
Yes.
Can you say it louder and more?
Twilight.
I see a lot of vampire fans in the audience, so we're going to do a vampire con. Yeah, all right. The theme is vampire con, but before we get this into you guys for questions, I'm going to let our panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, thank you. I am Count Joaquin Phoenix. I am not myself a vampire, but I have a keen interest. I've been reading up on them for years. I've met a few, been lucky enough to do that. I'm deep into the scientific literature on the subject. I'm happy to be here and happy to answer your questions.
Yes, well, I'm the 16th president of this great union. No. Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter. As a matter of fact, me and Mr. Phoenix might have some choice talking to after this panel. But I also, Mr. Joaquin, have met many vampires. When they called me the Great Rail Splitter, I split a wooden stake right through their hearts. I don't like vampires for whatever reason. I don't know. They made a movie about it, didn't watch it. Weren't around when I was around. I'll pass it off to my good friend here.
They call me the sleepy goo vampire. What you might not know about sleepy goo vampires is that we don't bite people, we lick them. And our tongues are super sticky, so their skin sticks to our tongue, and then we swallow it, and then we excrete it out of our pores, and we become big balls of goo. Also, we make people really sleepy. It's great to meet you all.
Thank you. Let's get a round of applause for Count Joaquin Phoenix, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and the Sticky Goo Vampire. All right. So I'm going to open it up to questions. Are there any questions from our audience members? Yes, you down in the middle.
Hi,
Let me just bring you the mic.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm just quirky like that. My name is Bella. It used to be Madison, but now it's Bella. I've done everything right. I've brought really long skirts, and I'm quirky now. So I'm ready for my epic love story. Can you please tell me the best place to meet the vampire of my dreams? Thank you so much.
Thank you. The question is where to meet the vampire of your dreams. Let's start with you, Joaquin.
Thanks, yeah. Vampire human love stories, old as time. You do seem pretty quirky. That's a good indicator. Usually vampires do like quirky girls such as yourself. The Bella is a nice touch. Vampires, believe it or not, also love the Twilight series. It's a shockingly accurate representation. If you want to meet a vampire, most of them tend to congregate in the United States anyway. In Europe, they're mostly in castles and such, but in the United States, they tend to be in large cities or anywhere in the state of Washington. So I would look there if you want to find a vampire, and after that, it's basically just conversation, really.
Yes, well, that's a stupid question there, Missy. Instead of trying to meet the vampire of your dreams, you should be trying to kill the vampire of your nightmares. I know I certainly think of them quite often. But yeah, I mean, you are at a vampire convention, yes? I'm sure there are plenty of them fluttering about. I've been told that they do transform into bats from time to time, so that might make it difficult to locate. Failing that, go to Transylvania. Even if you don't find any, they have great local cuisine. They have a great Danish, believe it or not, Danish in Transylvania. And potatoes, probably. I don't know, never been there? Mostly focused on the whole Civil War thing.
vampire of your dreams, you're looking at him. Let me tell you what's so great about sticky goo vampires for a relationship. Little known fact is that we can suck you inside of our bodies when we're having sexual intercourse. Now that may not sound great, but trust me, it is. Also, if we've been going at it for a while, I tend to get out of breath. And when sleepy goo vampires get out of breath, we start to pulse and we spit buggers everywhere. And personally, I think boogers are some of the more beautiful and tasty things in this world other than human skin. So just let me know if you want my number. I'll be here after the panel.
I don't want to touch that.
Quickly, sticky goo vampire. It looks like she wants your number.
After the panel, like I said.
Okay, can I get another question for our panelists? Yes, you with the MAGA hat on.
Yeah, so, I don't really trust this whole vampire bullshit. Where does the blood go? Okay, how do you count the blood cells? Because I'm hearing one number, someone else telling me another. Where's the fake blood?
Where is the fake blood? All right, now let's start with you.
Well, I'm not sure I quite understand the question. There is no fake blood. Vampires are very real, can be pretty scary. And, well, I'll just explain some of the urinary process of vampires, just to explain where the blood goes, as you asked. So what you might know about the human body is that kidneys are the organ that we use to process urine. And so essentially, blood acts as if you were to have let's say a Gatorade. There's some of the excess salt and blood, much like in Gatorade, will end up in the kidneys, and it'll sort of it'll filter that out and into urine.
So, sir, I do not believe a damn word you're saying right now. What the fuck is a kidney?
I'm sorry, if you don't know what a kidney is, I feel like you're past help, and I hope you have a great life.
Yes, well, as a fellow Republican, I think I'm qualified to tell you that the blood is not fake. I've seen it with my own eyes. I watched as an entire regiment of Union soldiers was devoured by undead creatures. That stuck with me. You don't really forget something like that. So, when I shove a stake into the heart of a vampire, I rejoice in seeing the blood of their victims gush back out into the light of day. Or, usually it's by night, so the light of a soft candle, perhaps. But as far as the number, what was your question was about the number of fake blood?
Yeah. There's doesn't make sense,
Yeah, I would say as far as how many blood cells there are, it's about 77. And that's all I really have to say about that.
You ever wonder why I wield this so bizarrely? It's because I like the Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated show. And this is how Ahsoka Tano has her lightsaber. That show's coming to Disney Plus, standalone. As for your question, I just wish they would stop counting the blood, because then if they stop the counts, I could drink more, probably. Sorry, I had something in my throat from that, I described to you how I have sex, so I can't anymore.
Thank you. Great answers all. Can I get another question for our panelists? Yes, you in front.
So I recently was in Transylvania on a business trip. I work for the Secret Service, and I got bit by something, and now I have fangs, and I just want to know what the fuck do I do? How can I protect the president with fangs?
Thank you for your service. The question was how to protect the president with fangs and what to do about the impending vampirification.
Oh wow. I think there was someone in the crowd who wanted a number of a vampire, so I think maybe there could be love brewing in this room right now. You've got a little competition there, squishy fella. But yeah, it seems like you're a vampire. The fangs probably should have been the giveaway there. My brother River actually was a vampire, which is how he died. He was killed by Abraham. So if you're protecting him, maybe we didn't hear anything. Maybe you didn't ask a question. Maybe you should just go into work on Monday like nothing ever happened. Wink, wink.
First of all, I'm really sorry that you have to die. But unfortunately, the answer to your question is no. You can't live on as a vampire unless you start running right now.
Or fluttering.
Or fluttering, yeah, I guess, if you figured out how to turn it to a bet. But I am contractually obligated to finish this panel, so you have a little bit of a head start. And I do want to thank you for your work protecting the chief of our great nation. I don't think that your job title existed when I was president. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But regardless, I'm sure you did a great job while you were still human, and I hope you enjoy death.
I think the big thing about being a vampire, especially when you're a goopy little fellow like me, is you gotta embrace it. You gotta love you for the gooey sack of goo you really gotta do. And that's how it is. If you ever want to come over and, hang out and watch a little Star Wars The Clone Wars, you're more than welcome. I'm sure my new gal and I will be very happy to have you. What else? Yeah, it's pretty hot outside.
I think that was a bunch of insightful answers from our panelists. Let's get a round of applause for our panelists. I'm going to let them give some closing remarks, and then we'll be done with this panel.
So, as always, it's been a pleasure. I've been coming to this conference for 22 years now. This makes 23. I see some faces I recognize in the crowd. Derek, hello. So really, if any of you would like to learn more about vampires, if you have any questions, follow-ups, my email is COUNTJ Joaquin PHOENIX2@gmail.com.
And if anyone would like to email me tips about where to find a vampire, my email is COQUNTJWaquinPhoenix1. But Abraham Lincoln once said, who's me, if you are a racist, I will attack you with the North. And the same is true with vampires. If there are two things I hate more, it is slavery and vampires, in no particular order.
I just wanted to say that after the panel, I'm going to stick around for a little while. And secretly, vampire such as my type, I can give you special powers if you get really close to me and look into my eyes. I promise that I won't lick you or eat you with my stomach full. And if you really want to steal it in blood, I'll do a pinky promise before you get too close. And please stick around. I still want to talk to you after the show. It's been a real pleasure meeting all of you.
Sounds like a hard offer to refuse. Thank you all for coming out to VampireCon.